Namaste, Masters. Hari Om. Welcome back. As usual, heartfelt gratitude to Karnaji and to you all also. Because of you all, really, when you were meditating today, water is falling from. I said, what is happening to me? Like, non-stop, it is just falling. I just could spend some time, 1 hour, this much time with this class of Bhaja Govindam. Am I do I have the qualification to tell about this also? I don't know, my dear masters. Really, there are people who are who do this Kada Kalakshepam, they study, they pronounce properly. And then I said, why am I saying this? It is like we are still like a small child holding on to our fathers. He's a great master. We can, we're trying to learn whatever jewels he had just passed it on to us. We are trying to learn little by little. For that, I am ever grateful to you all. It's been lovely. I though enjoyed reading it, even though we listen and talking to you all. I learned a lot. I learned every day. It keeps in my mananam. It keeps coming. Every verses we discuss with you all. I'm so grateful for that to you all for coming and doing this satsang with me. I'm really thankful to you all, masters. Yeah, as I said, what is that qualification we need to have to read about Shankara's work? Such a great master, such a great teacher, who gave commentaries to the Upanishad. What is that we need? We only need love. Then I said, okay, no, we love him, so it is okay. However, we see his work, whatever we learn little from him, it's okay. It will be useful for us. He will, maybe he must be thinking, what am I pronouncing? Am I saying the way he wanted us to learn? But still, immense love to this great master, the great teacher. We say Upanishads are the highest ones in our, after like Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, which teaches the way of living and everything. But this is such a simple verses, rhythmic, or you can say simple terms where as every normal person can follow him, giving us a ladder to climb. Don't get attached to wealth, don't get attached to this. Such a lovely journey it has been being with you all. Without wasting too much of time, I really did enjoy. Every verse, every simple words keeps ringing in my mind. Little bit of Gita, little bit of Ganga water, like that little bit of whatever he is trying to tell us, we are taking in this. I know you all are great masters. Later on, future on, you will work more than me in this field, and then you will be able to tell more to everyone as per what Shankara is trying to tell us. There is every time he surprises us. Why we don't we as that Ganga sloka, when we went to Kasi, we didn't know. They said you have to leave something when you go to Kasi. So we were so stupid that time, we didn't know what to leave. We thought this is not available in Dubai, we will leave this vegetable or a fruit, all those things. What he wants us to leave is something else. Later on, when we came to the satsang with this knowledge, then I used to think, oh, how stupid we were. Okay, you have to leave some fruit, you have to leave some vegetable and all, they said when we were going that trip. And then this that time we didn't have the knowledge to think, so this is not available. Goa or something was not available that time very readily, so we will leave that. So it is not that what we like the most, what is it, our desires, our anger, all those things we are supposed to leave as you go to Ganges. And the knowledge which the Ganges represent, that we didn't know that time when we did, that knowledge, it is that Akasha Ganga coming down from Shiva. It is true, no, from Shiva's Jadamudi, that knowledge is come down as Ganges. Without knowing, I am dipping inside, I'm coming out of my sin. It is like a buffalo dipping, and then sin is rounding as the flies will come and sit. Those days when we did that, we didn't realize it. Now again, I feel like going to the Ganges and taking a dip, and then taking its true knowledge within ourselves. So everything, such a simple things, and then surrendering to Murare. Murare means Krishna or Govinda, whomever it is. Fully, totally, when you surrender, then the grace of the Guru, the grace of the Lord works on us more than what we can understand with knowledge. So, like that, it was a beautiful time for me spending with you all. Um, I think we finished 20 year. That is what Pratima said. 1 minute. Let me take that list of Bhaja Govindam. In my book, it is up and down. The lyrics are. So Yogarateva, Bogarateva, we finished, I think, yeah. One who dwells in yoga. These are from 19th. I think he talks about the goodness the realized people have, whether they in yoga, whether they in enjoyment, or whether they are alone, whether they are with satsang, whatever it is, Nandati, Nandati, Nandatyava. They are always in happiness, full happiness. After 1920th is Bhagavad Gita, I think, yeah. Bhagavad Gita, Kinchita Gita, little bit of Gita every day if you can follow. Ganga Chala, Ganges water, little bit, and you can understand the purity and take it. Murari, think of the Lord, do some japa or anything. Kriyate tasya yame na charchem. Your discussion with the Lord Yama will go away if you do this. Yeah, 20th, 21st is. 21st sloka, 1 minute, my dear masters. Yogarateva, Bhagavad Gita is 21. Punarapi Jananam. Okay, we are here. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani, Jatatre Sayanam. Iti Samsare, Bahudastare, Kripaya Pare, Pahi Murare. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. We all know this once again and again. Jananam. This is one sloka without knowing the meaning. Also, I could understand Jananam. Okay, birth, again and again, death. This cycle. Okay. Punarapi Janani. Again and again, the cycle of birth and death happens. Again, you have to come to the mother's womb. Iti samsare bahudustahare. And how do you cross this samsaram of death and birth and again this day? Pahi murare. Kripaya pahi murare. Oh, think of that Murari catches leg, save me from through this destroyer of Mura, the demon. So the Krishna is called Murari also here. The wheel of birth and death again and again. So that is the sloka number 22. That is where we have to start. Every time we come down to this birth, we come with certain vasanas. As we are in this cycle of birth and death, every janma we collect. We do something good, we do something neutral, we do something bad. It comes in as a we carry as a backpack our vasanas. So every time we come down, thinking we will clear our vasanas a little bit. We will we will remove the garbage a little bit and then progress in to the self-realized state. But as we come down, what happens? We forget what is the reason we come down with. Okay, and then we get into our I, myself, ego, desire, or wealth, everything we run after, forgetting the true nature for our birth. So by the time we realize, okay, what is that? I am the mother, I have to do this duty, that duty, I have to earn money, I have to look after my family, all that as a cycle. When we go, we forget what is the true reason which we came down for. So that goes at the back seat. Then again, we develop all these vasanas, more and more of our mota. Then we put in our back shoulder. Again, we go to the next cycle of birth and death. A man of perfection, a man who has realized one, doesn't have to go through this. Once we realize the true nature of us, it is not that it is somewhere else, it will come into realize. We are that Sachidananda inside. Once we take away all the dirt, once we clear away all the ignorance in us, that nature will shine in us. So then we don't have to come back to this birth and death cycle. Okay, how do we realize that? We realize only through this study of Gita or study of Upanishads and working on in a lifetime like that. Okay, when we know, when we cross that, there is no coming back, my dear masters. Once we know this proper knowledge, once we cross this samsara sagara, then there is no need to worry about. Then we take, if we have even have to take birth, we take as per our wish. That is what Krishna tells Arjuna also. Krishna tells Arjuna in Gita also, Arjuna, you don't know your previous births, but for me, I know my previous births, because it is not up because of my karma I am taking birth, because of my icha, because I want to come down to set things right. That is why I take birth. So when I have come with my wish list, so I can recollect everything from the beginning till the end, but you can't recollect. That is when he explains to Krishna also. So like that, we have come down for a certain reason, which we don't realize till the late time of our lives. We think we are come down for what? We don't know that time. We are as a child, okay, I have to be this, I have to study this, I have to, all that is necessary. Along with that, worldly things, worldly goals, everything, we have come down for a certain purpose. If we are meeting something like, we have to conquer anger issues, or we have to conquer egoistic nature. Oh, I can do it. I am capable of doing it. I am the one who's the best in this. That I have to, like, certain Janmas, we take certain proper lessons, not that full lesson we can take in one Janma. No? So we take a little bit subject wise, like, maybe I want to do this year, this time. I want to clear away my ignorance. I want to clear away my ego totally, completely egoless I should be. Like that, we take a proper subject and come down. What happens as we come down, we forget the subject and we get into more and more of complications. But once we come to know, then our life situations also we create in such a way to come down. Like if I have to control my anger, there will be somebody in our life, maybe a spouse, maybe a child, who will make you lose your temper. Then again you have to think, okay, why is that happening to me? And then, okay, that means I have come down with this lesson plan, I have to work on this, I have to conquer this, like that. So when, if I have to have a difference of opinion in somebody, okay, what is it which is causing this? Where is this? I need my correction in that. Like that, we have to work. And then, okay, this time I have cleared this subject. In college, how we clear semester by semester, like that we have to clear semester by semester. Okay, this is done, what is next? Okay, next semester I will take this as my goal. Okay, that is done, what is next? Like that we have to work. And then you don't come back. And with, to do this, what is needed is the most is the grace of the Supreme. Until we surrender, until the grace of the Supreme falls on us, we cannot do it alone by ourselves. And grace of the Supreme, or Devatas you call, or the satsang will help, or the reading of the text will help, or the Bhagavad Gita will help. Like that, it is all connected to each other. So to cross the samsara, we need the grace of the Supreme. And how it is coming? With these things. With satsang, you always connect, because whenever you're getting loose on certain things, it will bring back to your it will bring back in your line. Okay, this is the way you have to walk, please walk, this is the right road for you to walk. Like that, it brings back. So that is the reason here in this sloka, it is again so very like, what do you say, punarapi jananam, punarapi manam. You can see the rhythmic words, or you can fall in love with every punarapi janani jadatri. Again you will come to the womb of the one. Iha samsara, this is what samsara, bahudustara. How do you cross this again? Again, kripaya pai. Pare, pahi murare, catch his feet and he will cross you. He is a boatsman, he will cross you across. He will cross you from this wheel of death and birth, and then you are the master. Then you don't have to worry about anything else. You have to, like, you can have the thing whether to take rest, whether to come back to do some work. These who are the realized master come back again to take birth for our sake, like, like a Ramana Maharishi or anybody. And then they work for the welfare, so that they can like, with their living, the way of their living, the way of their teaching, they can inspire all of us. They can catch us our hand and take us to the Supreme Self. That is why they come back. So that comes into your hand actually. And yeah, when Ramana Maharishi at the age of 15, when he left, he wrote a letter to his parents that, like, I am leaving the house, don't search for me and all those things. He writes, he takes 3 annas or 4 annas that time money, and then he takes onto the train. In that first word, he says, I. He uses, like, thinking it as him, I. And then the second line, when he is writing in this, don't search this, plural he becomes this. He doesn't tell, don't search me. He changes the way he's addressing himself. Like that, these enlightened masters come down, take birth to teach us. It is not that their journey is completed. They just can be in the bliss in heaven, or whatever state they are, self-realized state. They come down for a love of their children. For us, they come down to teach us. That is what it is. 22 sloka. I hope it's okay. Then 23rd. रतया चार्पत विरचित कान्तः पुनया पुनया विवर्जित पान्तः योगी योगिनी योजित चित्तो रमते balon matava deva. As long as there is no shortage of clothing for a monk, so there are, as long as there are torn up racks, he will in the roadside, he will take them and wear it for them, from freed from vice and virtue. This monk, onwards he wanders. One who lives in the communication with God enjoys the bliss pure, uncontaminated, like a child, or someone like a mad fellow, intoxicated. For this is what it says. Ramate Balanle, they live, the realized masters live like a child sometimes, or they live like, people see them as a madman. Even for Baba, only few people understood his supreme presence. Others thought he's a mad fellow initially. They throw stones at him. Even Ramana Maharishi also, they thought he's a madman because he never opened his mouth. He never argued himself. He just kept himself in maunam. So they thought, who's this mad fellow who's sitting? Even for that matter, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa also, he will be stay in that blissful state for time and again, like that. He will just forget himself. They thought he's a mad fellow. Like, they never realized what is, because they are not with the they are always connected in that blissful state. They don't know how they are behaving in this bodily nature. It is beyond words for them. It cannot be. They just blend themselves into that way of living. It is like, if we give somebody's torn clothes, we will be thinking, why will I wear torn clothes of anybody? For these people, it doesn't matter. That is what their lifestyle. It doesn't matter at all what they are wearing. Okay. Fearlessly they move. They are not scared of anybody. Sometimes, everybody will be scared of the ghost. Ghost is not scared of anybody. They say, no, fearlessly they move. Maybe in jungles and quiet, and maybe in forest, maybe in cities. They are not afraid of anything. Such a man of perfection, such a man of perfection is the God realized person. He dare not, he is not slave for his senses. He is not slave for his body. He is not a minimum protection. A minimum clothing is enough for him. As such, even in Ramana Maharishi also, as soon as he reached that temple, he just tore away his clothes. He just shaved his head. He just tore away one company like that, one piece to down to hide his. That's all he just took. Whether it is sun, whether it is rainy, whether it is whatever windy, whatever conditions, he just gave up everything. Now I am yours. That's what I believe he told to Lord Shiva. I've come to you. You're my father. You're everything. You can do whatever you want through me to reach others. That state, like that. That is a correct yogini stage. That is what here in the text, the 23rd sloka is telling. Yeah, for a monk, there are he's never, for a monk there is no shortage of cloth, because he doesn't need much. He can live in his, and there is no good or bad. He's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that. There is no limitations for him, because he is not doing anything as for his sense gratification. So he has crossed all that. So he wanders. He can live anywhere. He can live in the forest, he can live in mountains, he can live in the cage. Once even there are, we think that is, it's easy to sit in the temples, in the cages. Even for Ramana Maharishi, once he sat in that guha, there's something which was bitten his flesh so much from the thighs, and it was oozing, blood is oozing like that, and for days he sat like that. Nobody was there. Then when somebody went and saw him, they brought him out, cleaned his wound, and did everything. That much body, they don't have I am this body sense. Like how much we have I am this body, I am Meena means like this, we feel every cell in our body is us, we feel all that. They cross that very easily. So somebody scolded Ramana Maharishi. They used to write and give. No, somebody sent a letter to Maharishi scolding him actually. Then Ramana Maharishi corrected the grammar and gave. Then the Shishya says, Maharishi, he's talking ill about you. No, no, they're talking ill about somebody called Ramana. Like that, he say. Like that, they are above that body level of consciousness. So they behave like a child, sometimes like a madman, sometimes like, but they're always connected with the supreme. So they're always in joy, they're always in pure bliss, constant. For us, they will look like a madman or like a small child also. Whatever they do, we nobody tells anything to the child. Like sometimes they're happy, sometimes they cry, sometimes they do all naughtiness. Everything is accepted for a child. Same way, these masters, everything is accepted for them, because they have crossed all that. Then going to 24, Kastvam कोहम कुत आयातः कामे जननी को मे ततः इति परिभावः सर्वसमस्रं विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारम्. Where who am I? Again, this goes to who's your wife, who's your father, like that's sloka. Same, this is again that's sloka. Like, who am I? Who are you? Where did I come from? Who's my mother? Who's my father? Thus inquiring, leaving aside the entire world of experience of this Vishwam, a senseless, a mere dreamland born out of your imagination. Swapna vicharam. How you can do vicharam in your swapna, like that. Again and again, Shankaracharya keeps on insisting that who am I, who am I, who are you? Truly, like, to leave aside your male, female. I am a father, mother. I am a child. I am a wife. I am a sister. I am a cousin. All that you have to leave. All of us are one same essence. For that, that is the true essence of Vedanta knowledge. We have to know where I come from, who's my real mother, like, who's my real father, like that other way. Um, Even in our other sloka, it says, no, who's your child, who's your father, they come through you. All of us are like coming from the mud. Actually, our Gurudev is explained in that video. All of you are coming from that one piece of mud. You perish in that mud. In that, you make all that. Why do we have disturbances in our life? If you just truly imagine, my dear friends, it's because of somebody said something, or somebody is not behaving the way you want, and somebody is not accepting what we said. All that, whatever unhappiness, is only because bodily connected. So when we connect ourselves to that supreme oneness, we have to, now the next one, he will go to the oneness. When you connect to the oneness, there is nothing unhappiness in you. There is always a blissful state in you. There is always like, you can do whatever others can think you as a madman or as a child, but you have crossed this birth and death. That is what he will come next to. So that is the 24th one. And the next one is, and that is the 25th one. Yeah. 24th, I'm sorry, Maria. Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. That is the 24th one. Who's a mother? Who's a father? Leaving aside, the entire world is experience. You have to feel oneness with everybody, so that you can relate with everybody and be happy. If, like, we feel oneness with our body, actually oneness with every cells in our body. We feel like, by mistake, if we bite a tongue, that is what our Gurudev, if we bite a tongue, we don't go and punish the teeth, we don't break the teeth. If we poke our eyes, we feel oneness in every each and every cell. Any part becomes damaged, we don't want to cut and throw it off, like, so we work like that. So that oneness, if we can feel with everybody, there is only bliss. There is nothing more lessons to that, more than that. So 25th also. mm, Tvayimai Chanyatriko Vishnuhu Vyartam Kaupyashi Maya Sishnuhu Bhavasamchitta Sarvatratvam Vanchasyadchiradyadi Vishnustvam. Here he says, in me, in you, in everything, none but the same Vishnu dwells. That's what from here he will. Actually, the first 12, first is Bhaja Govindam stanza, and then the next 12 is Shankaracharya, and then next 12 is from Krishna. The last four is from the Acharya himself, they say. So this, again, if you Vishnutvam, once you understand that Supreme Vishnu, or the Supreme Brahman, or the Purushottaman, anything you call him, in me, in you, in everything, none but the same Vishnu dwells. Okay. And then the impatience and meaningless. If you wish to attain the quality of Vishnu soon, have the Sama Bhava always. Sama Bhava. Sama Bhava with everybody, with always. Actually, we have this quality in us. Sometimes we like somebody, sometimes we don't like somebody, sometimes we can be friendly with, more friendly with certain person, sometimes we can't stand certain person. That we have a pre-notion without any reason, it happens also, sometimes with reason it happens also. Sama bhava, samatvam, how do we see? Actually, I had this trouble also. So Karnaji's teaching, I will just share it with you all. Like, you see, for example, if Pratima says five nice things about me, but one thing he says which I don't agree, or which she says nasty about me, I will forget about all the five good things Pratima has said. Only one thing what Pratima didn't say nice thing, that only whenever I see Pratima, oh, Pratima said that about me. Pratima said like that to me. That will come. That's very natural. Like, a person must have told some, everybody cannot be bad to us. So many would have told so many nice things, but our mind is like, that our mind has to be like, put in tight ropes and caught in always in that, like, like a charioteer catches the horses like that. Then it will always dwell in the negativity of what the other person has told you. So whenever we do that, then where is the samabhavam? Samabhavam means treat everybody in the same way. Now, how will I treat when I think? So that time when I see Pratima, I should, oh, Pratima said so many nice things about me. Slowly, slowly, when I tell that five things, good things about Pratima said, I feel happy. The one negative thing, what it will slowly get away from my mind, right? Instead of holding on. So that practice helped me a lot actually in day to day. Somewhere I got stuck. I couldn't move. So every time I said, why these people did this to me? Why they told bad things about me? They spoke like this. It was very hurting me. All those things. Then actually, Karnaji taught this to me. Whenever you see that person in front of you, tell in your mind, I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay. And think of something they must have done good to you. Think that again and again and again. So the negative thought slowly will vanish away from you. It will erase from your mind. How nice it is, I thought. And it worked for me. My dear friends, it worked for me. So I used to have this issue for two, three people. I have done this. It worked for me. Really. When you have, like, sometimes people do hurt us. We think they hurt us very badly. Like, I was not well. Somebody nasty things people told to me. And it was really, hurting me deep inside me. And it is not because of me also. Sometimes somebody said to somebody, that person is very dear to me, like, and then this person hurt, then that also will, like, I was having a grudge against them. So whenever I feel, I used to have that, where is some, I cannot have samabhavam, I cannot have samabhavam because this thought keeps popping up in me. Then she told, no, whenever you see such hurdles in our life, this is what this text has to support, satsang has to support. And she said, inside start telling, no, I love her, I love her, I love her. And always remember, oh, she said such a nice thing about me, she said such a wonderful thing about me. And when you put your 100% positive thought on that, whatever Pratima that negative, slowly it vanished away, slowly it went away. And main two stepping stones for the spiritual life is forgiveness. No, first thing is to forgive and to be gratitude. And when those two are, like, conquered, then there is nothing more to conquer. So that way it really, really, that helps samatvam very much. Samatvam, like, like, how do I see God in Pratima, how do I see God in Padma, how do I see God in Lakshmiji or Vinita? You have to have that samatva knowledge first. That one God is only in every one of us. You cannot, like, how you see your body parts are so dear to you, same way Pratimas is dear, Padmas is dear. Like, Vinita gets hurt, I should feel the same way if my hand is hurt. That much love and affection, and I should develop that. It might come easily to people, it might not come easily to everybody. So how do I develop? I always think, oh, Vinita was so nice to me. So I develop that. I develop it slowly, slowly, slowly. Wherever we get stuck, we can develop this, my dear friends, and it works. And slowly we come out of the negativity and we become more of positive and giving out love, and we receive more of that again. As it is, like, the universe gives back what you give it to them, like, the same way Louis Hay says, or like that. So same way it works for us. It brings it. Okay, no, no, no. Pratima said something nice about me. So nice of her. Every time when I said that, the negativity will go away, and samatvam, we can usually see the samatvam in all of us. So Vishnutvam, you see, yeah. That is the 24th. In you, in me, in all the other places, it is all pervading Vishnu. Being impatient, you're unnecessarily getting angry. With whom? With the God. I'm not getting angry with Pratima, I'm getting angry with the Supreme Self. If I have to, you be equal minded in all circumstances. Whatever happens, be equal minded. Be in that, that is what it says also, no? Nischala Tattvam. Be always stable in whatever you're doing. That is that way to attain Jivan Mukti. So that we learn from that sloka. The next one is Satrau Mitrau Putre Bandhu Ma Kuru Yatam Yatnam Vigraha Sandhu Sarvam Sarvasminapi Pashyatmanam Sarvatro Srija, Beda Jnanam. Strive not, waste not your energy to fight against, to make friends or enemies, relatives, cousins, sons, seeking self everywhere, seeking the self, lift the sense of difference, plurality born out of ignorance. That is the total gist of this sloka. Strive not, waste not your energy. Satrao mitrao. Satrao means making friendship. Waste, don't make too much of effort or making friendship or making enmity with anybody, with the son putra, bandhu, with relatives, everybody. Ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhu. Okay, seeking the self everywhere. That is the same. Now, the last four, he comes to be that one consciousness, aware, be aware of that oneness. Once you get into this oneness, there is no looking back. Then automatically you will not feel jealous. How will you feel jealous? Because you're feeling jealous of yourself in Vinita, you're feeling jealous of yourself in Padma. No, your jealousy will go. Your comparative nature will go. We will try to appreciate each and everybody for their goodness. I will learn this from Pratima. I will learn this from Padma, like that. Everything, once we conquer this oneness in ourselves, everything will come. Everything will open up slowly, like that. Give away this plurality. I am different, you're different, we are all one. Self is everywhere. Lift the sense of difference born out of ignorance. Because of our ignorance, we think we are different. I am different, I am this different body, I am this different vasanas, I am this different soul. All of us are one. Once you can do that, we can strive. And then not to waste it. See, this is what it is. Sometimes we meditate, we get lot of energy, right? When we meditate, we get a lot of energy, we do lot of good things. But how do our energy dissipates is because of this, because of unwanted measure of making friendship or making enmity, making with your son, with your children, with your relatives. When we leave all that, all our energy will work for the goodness of ourselves. So seek Govind, Bhaja Govindam. Strive not, don't waste your energy in anything which is not useful for us to climb in our spiritual staircase. So here he says, our Gurudevs as per, so strive not, waste not your energy to fight against or make friends with anyone. Be an enemy, friend, son, or relative with me. Then what is life meant for? Okay, what exactly is the directions one's emotional energy should flow out? The Acharya gives answers. If you are a seeker, if you are a seeker of a fuller life, you are thirsty to hear the melody in harmonious of existence, hungry, taste to go to a higher level and see the harmony, how the universe works, how the cosmos, in all the chaos there exists a mutual rhythm or a relationship. All goes hand in hand together, like that. If you assume the world, it is that great oneness. If you see, that is the way you have to spend your energy in. You spend your energy uplift, it will uplift you more. Come in contact with the melody of the great flute player, like when Krishna played the flute, how the all the gopikas around him danced and enhanced their they reached merged one with him. Like that, we have to enhance our thing to the beautiful flute play of Krishna. That much we have to, not in the small chintu pintu things, like useless waste things. You should not weigh, leave hate, leave everything, meanness, standpoint. I want this to be happening this way. Don't be adamant. I was very adamant before. It has to happen like this. It has to happen like that. Now let it go. Sense it has to come. Let it go. Let anybody do. Let her do in her own way. We have to find a mutual come out of all the disturbances what we feel in every day to day life, and then go to the supreme song of the Krishna. Then you can listen to his nadam. Until we let go of our energies in the smaller ones, then we will not be able to hear his nadam. When we his raga or tune for enjoying, that beauty will come to know when we cross this muddle of this one. Then the next one is Kamam Krodam. That is the one, I think. 1 minute. Check again. I keep missing our. Kamam, Krodam, Lobam, Moham. Is that 127? Satrau Mitrau we finished. Yeah. Kamam Krodam Lobam Moham Tyaktva Tamanam Pashyati Soham Atma Jnana Vihina Modaha Te Pachyanti Naraki Godaha. That is the 27th one. Yeah. Again, he says, give up lust, anger, infatuation, greed, ponder over your real nature. He says, calls us as fools, mudaha, and then who are blind to the self, cast hell as they suffer by their endlessly. Kamam, desire, we know. Krodam, anger. Lobam, greed. Moham, delusion. All these four are the main downfall we have already seen in every time again and again. Desire, anger, greed, delusion. Having left tektva, having left all these four, atman, once the seeker, pashyati soham. Soham is again like a mahavakya. Aham brahmasmi, like that soham. I am that supreme self. He is, I am in him, like that. So when you have that self knowledge, okay, when we don't have that, those who have no self knowledge, fools, you're tortured as you, like, as you are in a, put in a jail or put in the, going through hell, captivity in hell and torture. Leaving desire, anger, greed, and delusion. These four things. The seeker sees the self in him. Here I am. Who sees the self in him, there he is not. Who does not see the self? There are fools who have no self knowledge. They are consequently, they are roasted in hell or tortured in the jail, like that. Seek Govind, seek Govind. That is the 26th verse. Kamam, Krodam, Lobam, Moham. Once we keep chanting, also it comes very nicely, because these are simple words. No, Kama means you always will understand. Desire, leave Kamam, leave anger, leave the greediness, leave the delusion, Moham, Tektva. And then what do I have to do? Soham. Keep my Atman Jnanam with me. Keep my eternal understanding of who truly I am. Inspired by being inspired that I am that Tattvamasi or Soham. This knowledge, if I have the, like, I have this knowledge in me. I am nothing to worry. Like, are we, why on this knowledge again and again, we have to realize we are that true knowledge. We are that supreme, we are that pure self, we are that supreme self, but we don't have that clarity in us. That is why we suffer. Sometimes we keep the key in the pocket only, we search everywhere. Where's the key? I found it, it was in my pocket finally. So like that, some people keep the glasses up and search everywhere. Where is my glass? Where is my glass? Where is my glass? It is with us. So this nature of us is that to be in that happiness state. Is nature of us is soham. This nature of us is tattvamasi. This nature of us is that true Sachidananda state, always being in that happy state, but we forget our nature, and then we search everywhere. We search in the sense object, we search in the food we eat, or we search in what we see, we search in everywhere else other than inside that knowledge, self-knowledge, and then we get into suffering, like how we are, like, they people say, like, how the hell, as if we have no other work, they roast you into, like that. We get ourselves, we put us in a jail and we torture ourselves. That is the sorrowful nature of us when we don't and to do that, we have to desire anger, greed, or the looters. They have to throw them, be vigilant, keep this knowledge, like, keep this knowledge of not getting caught in this web of anger, desire. They are the looters, like, they are the ones who loot away our happiness. So we have to keep these fellows outside the door. How we keep the thief outside the door, how we lock the door inside of our house every day to keep ourselves safe, we have to lock us these things outside our lifestyle. Maybe excess desire, maybe anger, maybe greediness for something, maybe like no moham for something, and then you will understand. Then coming to 28th, with this 28th, we will close today almost. Then tomorrow, Geyam Gita. Okay. Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram Deyam Shripati Rupa Majasram Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam Deyam Dina Janaya Chavittam. To be chanted. Geyam, again he says in this Bhagavad Gita. Gita, Geyam Gita. Please chant to do learn Gita. He keeps giving importance to Gita more. And Nama Sahasram. Here, Nama Sahasram is Vishnu Sahasranama. That is what they say. Two jewels which came from Mahabharata, or like that epic is, first is Gita, teaching of Arjuna to Krishna, teaching of Krishna to Arjuna, the warrior prince, and then the second one is teaching of this Bhishmacharya giving Yudhishthira the teachings actually. Um, Everybody will question, I believe, why not Krishna gave this teaching to Arjuna. He should teach who the opposite side, Duryodhana. He was the one, Arjuna was already in the good side. No, why he should have taught Arjuna? But then they say Arjuna had the willingness to surrender himself totally in second sloka. I don't think consider you as my cousin. I don't consider you as my charioteer. You are my guru, you teach. So he teaches. Even Yudhishthira never had that. Even Yudhishthira is a wisest, and then Yamarajas, Dharmarajas, this one we say, even he, when he wanted to know, Krishna himself again tells, go to Bhishmacharya and learn. So these two jewels of Vishnu Sahasranama and Gita is highly, highly recommended for everybody. So Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram, Deyam Shripati Ruma, and then meditate on his form, okay, Rupam, of Shripati means Shriyapati, Lord of Lakshmi, like that. And then in the mind, and Sajjana Sange, Chittam, because Sajjana Sange, again, he says, be with the good people. Association of the company is good, mind to be distributed. Deyam Dina Jananche, which of the Bhagavad Gita, Sahasranama to be chanted, always the form of Lord of Lakshmi is to be meditated upon. The mind is led to be towards the company of the good. Wealth is to be distributed. The last point is distribute wealth, needy to the needy. This will again help us. Seek Govind, seek Govind, seek Govind. We will, I think we will finish our class by now, because there is next class at 3 o'clock with Karnaji. Tomorrow when we start, we will start with this verse, 27 verse, and then 4 more verses to finish. Tomorrow we will finish Bhaja Govindam. Thank you so much, my dear masters. Heartfelt gratitude for all of you. For I did enjoy whatever I am just